trader. What's up, traders? Today's Friday. This is the recap from all the trades I took today. Only took actually 3 trades today. That Snapchat trade is a swing trade that I got in yesterday, and it's looking pretty good. I'll continue to hold that through the weekend and see how it looks next week. You know, the longest I will hold it will be Friday of next week. If it hits my target before that, I'll just close it out. If it goes against me and hits my stop, I'll close it out. That's the trading plan, and I'm sticking to it. So we had a trade on Kroger based off of their earnings report. They released earnings this morning and missed on the profit aspect of their earnings. So what happened? The stock tanked, and I tried to take a trade on it, and it didn't work out too well. Ended up getting stopped out. I think it was a good setup, just bad timing. You know, everything looked good on the trade. Once I looked back over it, just got in at the wrong time. So that was Kroger. The other 2 trades, KURA was a great trade this morning, and NLNK was a great trade based off continuation from yesterday. So as we do the recap, you'll see that though that stock NLNK has actually, it's up probably $8 since yesterday. Yeah, I think it opened the market yesterday at $9. It's actually up 8, which is phenomenal. And as a trader, those are the type of setups you want to see. You want to see stock that's running over a time period. You know, not just a pop and flop. Those are kind of hard to catch, but if you can catch something that's running over a longer time period, then you can make profit consistently on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, and actually use, you know, that income to further your wealth in other areas. Don't have tunnel vision as it relates to building your wealth or building cash flow. Think outside the box. You know, start an online business, start selling t-shirts, get into real estate, get into trading. You know, I'm putting content up to teach and educate other individuals to use this platform that we have in the market to actually trade and make income. You know, now is not the time for you just to sit back idle and not do anything. There's plenty of resources out there for you to actually earn a passive income. You just have to find the right resource that works for you. But for me, it's trading. So with that said, let's jump into the market. First trade of the day was KURA. Now, this is not a stock that was on my watch list. I saw it early this morning, and when I saw it, I wanted to get in this trade above the high of the overnight. So where you see that this red dash line, that's the overnight high, and I wanted to actually get in that trade, you know, at that particular spot. So as volume was increasing, I said, well, I'm gonna jump in a little early and see if we get some continuation. So when I got in, we broke above the overnight high right here at this price. I sold my first quarter piece up here, this 10-cent mark, which was a great starting point. You know, if you're able to get in and get 10 cents off the bat, then that's great. I had my stop right here, so hey, I was good. I knew my entry, and I knew I would exit. So at this first 10-cent mark, you know, I sold a quarter of my position, and then we got this pullback. So once it pulled back, I kind of got nervous and sold another quarter, maybe prematurely. But what happened next? It popped back up. So I sold another quarter of my position, and on the next push higher, we get to this push. I sell roughly 750 shares right there, leaving me with 250 sitting on the table. So my thought process is, hey, I'm gonna hold this 250 and see if we get a pullback. If we do, I get stopped out. If not, that means we find some support, and we did. So we created this doji. So I got in above the high of that doji with increased volume. I bought another 2,000 shares plus the 250 I had, and scaled out as it went up. You know, I sold at 11.20, sold some more at 11.35, sold a little bit more at 11.65, and then I stopped out completely around that $11.95 range, $12 range. I ended up stopping out completely. So that was the trade on KURA. You know, we had a great setup and we had a great entry. And I sold the last piece right there where I just drew this line at. And this is what you want to see when you're trading. You know, you want to see a push higher, a small pullback. You get some consolidation. If this stock right now, if it doesn't drop below this support, then hey, take a long position. You know where your target is. Your target is that high. But as a trader, when you enter the trade, look for volume. Look for a spike in volume. Look for a pullback. Look for another spike in volume. Add to the position and then scale out as it goes up. It's basic trading. So that was basic trading on KURA. You know, it does not get any simpler than that. This trade only lasted 20 minutes, you know, from 9:31 to like 9:40, 9:51, somewhere around there, 52. You know, so that was a 30-minute trade. I made over $1,000 on it. Next was NLNK. This was a trade from yesterday that continued to go higher. So yesterday it closed, you know, had a high around $15. So I knew, hey, if this stock opens up today and breaks above yesterday's high, I want to be buying. You know, that's my target. That was the plan. And what did it do? It broke above that high. So I bought 2,000 shares at $14.60. We got the increased volume we look for. Got to the first 10-cent mark, sold a quarter piece at $14.91. Pushed higher, sold more at $14.98. Then we actually spiked up to $15.30. And $15.30 sold half the position at $15.30, which is actually the overnight high. So we broke through yesterday's high. We break through the overnight high. Sell another piece at $15.60. And then finally, I sell the last 250 shares around $16.01, $16 range. Now you can see this stock is still going. You know, I'm no longer in this trade. And what, it's all the way up to $18, $19 almost. And that's fine with me. I'm cool because I got in down here. I got in, this was my entry. I had volume. I know what my entry was. I was not going to be greedy. You know, there's no point of being greedy. When you know where your entry is, you get your increase in volume. There's no point of you staying in a trade longer than you need to. So we got a push down. We got a volume increase. We hit our entry target, which was the first candle to make a new high above yesterday's high. We got some consolidation, pushed higher to another target, got a small pullback. More buyers step into the market after this pullback, and what happens? The stock pushes higher. So you scale out as you're going up. You know, some people may still be in this trade. That's great. You know, make as much as you can make, but don't get greedy. You know, take profits when profits are there to be taken, because if you don't, the stock will roll back over and you will start to lose money. So whenever you can take profits, take them. Don't be fearful. Don't be scared. A person without a plan is a person that is fearful and scared. If you got a plan in place, there's no reason for you to be that. So this is the actual Kroger trade. You can see I had this big gap down due to earnings. I figured this level would be a level of support and we would get a bounce higher. That never really happened. I took a long position at what, 2170. Yeah, so above this high, I took a long position at 2170 and we just rolled back over and I ended up stopping out. Now it looks like it may continue higher, but hey, I'm not in it. I could have just waited 5 or 10 extra minutes to really see what was going to happen. So I kind of got in. I got in that a little early, a little premature. So it's just a learning lesson. You know, I knew the setup was, hey, this is a large area of demand down here. We got support. Look for the bounce. Just I got in too early. And the Snapchat trade is still looking good. You know, we're above this 1550 area. As long as we stay up there, hey, we're great. I'll stay long. Here's my setup. Got in on this candle yesterday. It had a break above this previous resistance. So this is my first target. That's my second target. And hopefully by next Friday, we'll hit one of those and make a couple dollars on it. So that's my setup on Snap. So have a plan in place no matter what you're getting into, no matter if you're trading, no matter if you are dealing with real estate, no matter if you're taking another job. Have a plan in place before you get into it. I had a plan in place when I wanted to trade NLNK. You know, yesterday and today, I had a plan. I knew what I wanted to do. You know, I had a plan in place when I decided to trade KURA. I knew my entry and I knew my exit. So whenever you have a plan, at least that would eliminate some of the anxiety about what you're getting into, no matter what it is, what profession it is. With that said, I'm the Bearded Trader. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy your